term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Quarterback, one of the main topics discussed by a pair of new NFL head coaches at their introductory press conferences today. Baltimore's Jesse Minters spoke of looking forward to building a connection with Lamar Jackson and molding a team around the two-time league MVP. Buffalo's Joe Brady did likewise with Josh Allen, the reigning NFL MVP, anxious to play for his new coach.
I'm very looking forward to Joe and everything that entails with him becoming the head coach and guys getting behind him and rallying behind him and understanding his vision, because I do believe in it. I do believe in what he had talked about in his meetings, what he's talked about really the last few years that he's been in the quarterback room, of just the mindset that he has.
Josh Allen. Senator Ted Cruz told ESPN it's absolutely critical that any federal law related to college sports includes a provision that prevents athletes from being deemed employees of their school. As chair of the Senate Commerce Committee, Cruz holds a key position in advancing NCAA legislation. U.S. women's national team legend Crystal Dunn retiring at the age of 33 and a 12-year soccer career.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen coming up Friday. Now that we know who will coach Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Shedeur Sanders, I'll tell you which QB is primed for a huge second season. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Matt Flynn will join us in about 15 minutes. We will get some takeaways from the Senior Bowl. John Brady next hour. Mark Schlereth in hour number 3. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
LSU basketball is not a topic we have often led with here, but we're going to today. Because you might have hit this inflection point in the program last evening. I was not so bullish as to say that LSU was going to go on a run or was going to make the tournament or anything like that. But we did talk yesterday because as improbable as it seemed it was still possible. LSU going into last night had a net ranking of 46. They were at 13 wins with 11 conference games to play in the tournament. You have some winnable games ahead, but they had to win yesterday. And not only did they not win, they lost on their home floor and got run off their home floor by a Mississippi State team that came into yesterday with a net ranking of 106 and had lost 5 in a row. And LSU was a 7.5-point favorite in that game. And so for all intents and purposes, it is not even remotely possible to imagine a scenario where LSU could make the NCAA tournament. As a matter of fact, Matt McMahon was asked about that after the loss on Wednesday night.
I think the focus for us has to be short term is how do we fix our start here tonight? How do we show improvement on the defensive side of the ball from the three-point line? And then ultimately, you got to be able to score. So, we got to really get back and focus on getting our team better. I think when you get in these tough stretches, the only way forward is to stick together. It's easy to separate and start blaming and making excuses and complaining in a locker room. I think you have to keep everyone tight and connected and find ways to get better and just focus on the next opportunity.
It's an embarrassing loss, and Matt McMahon's days would seem numbered. I think most LSU fans feel that, and the reason you bring up the NCAA tournament as a benchmark is not because it's something that I've said. It's what Verge Osbury said. Verge did an interview, the athletic director, did an interview with the Advocate a few weeks ago where he said if they didn't make the tournament, quote, we'll have to reevaluate. I mean, that's Verge Osbury saying it, not me. So very clearly now you can look and say this team is not going to make an NCAA tournament run, so it'll be 4 years under Matt McMahon not making the tournament. So what do you do? And I think what they maybe should do and what they will do, however, are going to be very different, because I feel like today, for the most point this season, there's been this bubbling up reactionary effect, so as to say that people are ready for a change within this program. But what might disappoint you is I don't know that that's actually going to happen. I'll get to that in a second. I mean, there is listen, I say often I'm not a fire the coach guy. I don't think it's my job to sit here and pound the table and say they got to fire this guy. I'll give you opinions, and my opinion is after 4 years, Matt McMahon should have done more. A year ago, I was very much okay with not firing Matt McMahon, with retaining him and instead taking that money and investing it into the roster. Well, they did that. They invested that money in this roster, and you're 1-7 in the league. So you haven't seen an improvement from a year ago. 4 years in, you've made one NIT. You're 15-47 in the SEC in 3+ years under Matt McMahon. 15-47 in the league. Just he took over a terrible situation with sanctions looming and all that sort of stuff. But 4 years in, you just haven't seen progress. But here's why it might not happen. The reality is resources are finite. And if you look at what it would cost to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff, McMahon would be around $7.5 million to buy out the final 3 years of his deal. You'd have to buy out the rest of his staff. So that would push you close to about $10 million to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff. And then you would have to hire a new coach, new staff. Oh, yeah, and you got to pay the roster, too. And that in and of itself doesn't seem overwhelming. But in the context of the football investment that you just made, it compounds everything, because this football investment has been massive. You're paying Brian Kelly a $54 million buyout. You agreed to pay Lane Kiffin $91 million. You already had a heavy football staff investment. You have increased that. Blake Baker's making $3 million a year. Charlie Weiss Jr. is making $2.5 million. They have added more staffers, more analysts. I'm told they've increased their recruiting budget, their travel budget. I mean, everything has gone up. They've given Lane Kiffin everything they wanted. And oh, by the way, that doesn't even include the more than $40 million that they have committed to this football roster. I do not have the final exact number, because as I peel back some of the layers, I understand that some of these deals are structured where they do have incentives, so there could be escalators, but they will spend more than $40 million on this football roster in 2026. Oh, by the way, you're also paying Kim Mulkey nearly $4 million a year. Jay Johnson got a raise after winning the national championship. You have to pay those rosters as well. You know, there was an appetite to move on from Brian Kelly. Therefore, the money followed. I'm not sure you have that same energy for men's basketball. And I'd ask it to you this way. Even if you do make the change, let's say you fire Matt McMahon, you bring in someone new. Do you really think, and I don't have the answer to this. I guess it depends on who the coach is, but does hiring a new coach mean that immediate fan investment and money will follow? You hire a new coach and all of a sudden, boom, here come ticket sales. You're selling premium seats. You're selling out the PMAC. You're going to win. All of a sudden, you're going to start packing out the Maravich Center. I don't know that I necessarily believe that's the case. I think you have to win in order to get that to follow. Now, I know people keep asking about Will Wade, so let me just address that. Like, that's not happening, okay? If that was going to happen, you would have had to do it a year ago, and I think we all know the story by now. But Will Wade signed a $17 million contract over 6 years at NC State. He's at a school that actually cares about basketball, so he wouldn't come back here to begin with. You would have to buy him out of his contract there, which would cost over $5 million to buy out Will Wade, to then in turn pay him here. So his contract escalates to about $3.25 a year. He wouldn't come for the same amount of money. So would you pay him $4.5 a year? Like it's just not a realistic thing. Like Will Wade's not leaving NC State to come back. So before anyone asks, please flush that idea down the toilet. That's not happening. So my question is, can you afford it? But the other side of the coin is, can you afford not to make a change? Because men's basketball is one of two sports on campus that makes money. It's football and men's basketball. And the longer you allow men's basketball to be irrelevant, it is a gross missed opportunity to maximize revenue. And there's plenty of places that prove you can be good in football and men's basketball. Florida, Bama, Auburn. I mean, they're proving you can make an investment in both and be successful. You just got to hit on the right coach and get the right players, and LSU just has not been able to do that. So I know there's a lot of people who think it's cut and dried, that the Matt McMahon era is going to be over after this year. I'm here to tell you that some of the conversations I had today made it pretty clear. I'm not saying definitively. I'm not saying definitively Matt McMahon will be back, but I am saying definitively that decision has not been made, and I don't think it's as cut and dried as some may think. Tigers got another opportunity to go on the road to South Carolina this weekend. We'll see if they can get one. 1-7 in the conference. And man, any path to the postseason right now is a pretty steep climb. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Up and Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. It's carnival season, y'all. You're going to be out at Mardi Gras parades. Make sure your ice chest is full of delicious, ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. We got Carnival Crew de Louisiana tomorrow. I'll be the Grand Marshal in that. I'm going to have some whiskey, no doubt. I'll have some whiskey, but you better believe my ice chest will have Evermore and Bud Light in it as well. So drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light this Carnival. If you're getting ready for the Super Bowl a week from Sunday, whatever it is, you're going to be at the Maravich Center watching gymnastics or men's or women's basketball. Make sure you drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Let me knock out a quick break. Hester and Flynn have been in Mobile all week for the Senior Bowl, so can't wait to get Matt Flynn's takeaways on what he saw out at practice these past few days in Mobile. Get an idea on how the LSU guys did as well. We'll do that when we continue here. Stay with us. It's a Thursday edition of AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com, complete employer solutions. You know, one of the reasons people love working with Glow is they're fun. Go into their office and you'll get it. Beautiful office, by the way. Their corporate headquarters is on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge. It's Perkins and Quail Oak. It's right near Pennington on Perkins, if you're not familiar. Gorgeous facility, did a gut renovation of that building. And when you walk in, you'll understand just how much fun they like to have there by the way that they decorated. I mean, there's like a graffiti wall on the first floor. It's like a graffiti art wall on the first floor. Everything about that whole building is just gorgeous the way that they did it. You walk in, you can tell these are fun people to work with. But they're serious about what they do at Glow Resources. And what they do is help you find the right people, permanent solutions for your business to make you the most profitable and efficient that you can be. So if it's skilled blue-collar labor, if you need any type of office job, you need Glow Resources. Anywhere in the world, GLO, glowresources.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trust it.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, Senior Bowl wrap up this weekend in Mobile. Hester and Flynn, the guys from OTB, have been there all week doing their shows, hitting the practices. Matt Flynn's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Yo, dude, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Grant, how you doing? I just drove back in, just got into town. So.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask.
I'm back.
I was going to ask if you made it back yet. So, all right, first time there at the Senior Bowl. Give me, what was your biggest pullback 10,000-foot view overarching takeaway from the Senior Bowl experience?
Yeah, like you said, first time there. I was, I really enjoyed it. It was a really cool deal. They did a great job hosting. The people that run the Senior Bowl did a really good job hosting. But just to, obviously the highlight is being at practice. And practice was a ton of fun, man. It was a lot of scouts, a lot of people. Of course, hundreds of scouts, it seemed like, from all over. All the big names you could think of when it comes to GMs walking around, and the intensity of practice, man. It was fun. Of course, I was kind of all eyes on the LSU guys who have so far have had a really good showing this week.
All right, let's start there because I think Nuss is the first one everyone is going to talk about. So first time that Nuss has actually done football-adjacent things since the Alabama game. Mm-hmm. So, all right, tell me what you thought.
I was impressed with Nuss so far. Like, all 6 of the quarterbacks actually definitely belong there. And Nuss certainly belongs there. We had a conversation, I think the first morning we were there. We did our show Monday. We had a conversation with Drew Fabianich, who runs the Senior Bowl, longtime NFL scout. I think this is his first year running the Senior Bowl. And, he talked about Nuss's journey, how you can't unsee the good, certainly, that he's had in the past, and understanding that I think he's got a sentiment of a lot of the NFL scouts is they understand that he was fighting through some stuff. This was, you can't unsee the good, certainly can't unsee the bad, but he said at no point during the season did he ever think about taking Garrett Nussmeier off the invite list. And certainly Garrett's proven that this week, and he's as good or better than any of the quarterbacks there, throwing the ball really well. I think Alondra took a picture yesterday that she posted on the scoreboard from after day one of practice. I think Garrett Nussmeier had the longest pass air yards and the fastest pass out of the hand. So certainly spinning it well, moving in the pocket well, looks comfortable too. And a couple of quarterbacks, Diego for the national team, Garrett on the American team, that look like they're kind of taking charge of getting guys in and out of the huddle, getting people in the right places, and it was cool to see that. But certainly, man, he belongs there, and he's acting like it, and has made a lot of plays and a lot of nice throws.
Was there any conversation? I don't know if you had any chats with any of the NFL folks there, aside from Drew. Was there any conversation about Garrett that y'all had, just maybe off to the side with anybody?
Not in too much depth. Just talking about what do you think about him, and I think he's pretty highly thought of. Now, what does that mean for his draft stock? What kind of round can you expect? I mean, it's going to be really in the eye of the beholder. I think there's going to be maybe a couple of quarterbacks taken in the earlier rounds, but I really think there's probably going to be a gap and a drought of quarterbacks taken kind of in those early mid rounds, and then a run of them later in the draft. So I don't know where he falls. He's certainly at times, and we were all, we saw this year. You can't unsee that either.
Yeah.
But it's at times we're like, man, I don't know if this guy's going to get drafted. But I think he has a chance. I think the sentiment this week from a lot of the scouts that I talked to was there's nobody here that has more to prove than Garrett Nussmeier and more to gain from this week. And, he's been off to a good start.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Matt Flynn is with us there from the Senior Bowl. What about the other LSU guys? Anybody else really stand out?
Darion Brown, man, he's had a nice, from the two practices that I watched, he's had a nice week so far. Certainly very highly thought of in the return game, of course, what he's done at LSU, but man, the guy's fast, and that's a double fast, man. He's he's working hard. I mean, everybody's giving their best effort out there, but every time he touched the ball, whether it was just a warm-up individual punt return drill, it's not even a live drill. He's taking it 80 yards to the house and running as fast as he can to show off his speed a little bit, because if you got it, you got to flaunt it a little bit. And he was letting everybody out there know that he's got some jets, and he looked good, and he's routing people up. Him and Aaron Anderson both have had some really nice periods in one-on-one drills. Not a lot of opportunities in the team portion and 7-on-7 portion that some of the other receivers have gotten some deep balls and chances to make some high points and balls and make some catches, contested catches in those team drills. But in the one-on-ones, man, they're really showing out. And it makes you kind of shake your head as an LSU fan, because you got a quarterback there, you got 3 wide receivers there, and you had a terrible offense this past year. So, I guess what could have been.
It's, Matt, we talked about it before the season. I said the greatest referendum on this team will come in the draft, because there will very likely have double-digit guys drafted. And we're going to look back and go, how in the world this team goes 7-6? But we'll shake our heads and hopefully better days ahead. But hopefully the best for all these guys, too. Hey, I also wanted to ask, I know Scott Tolzien, who was your teammate in Green Bay, was the Saints quarterbacks coach. He's going to interview. I saw today he's going to get an interview for an OC job with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So clearly a rising star. He's one of the coaches there this week. What's your big takeaways watching Tolzien there as the OC this week?
Yeah, I was watching it pretty close. I had some conversations off air with him as well. I mean, he's a guy that I've stayed in touch with a long time. I was in the quarterback room with him for 2 years. So it's a great dude. He's one of those guys when I was playing with him that you always kind of knew, he's going to be a coach. That's his destiny. He loves the game like that. He's He loves the X's and O's points. He loves breaking film down. You could just tell he was going to be a coach. And so, of course, he was in Green Bay with me, with Mike McCarthy, and all had they had a really cool relationship. And I believe McCarthy might have even given him his coaching start with the Cowboys. So I think there's certainly some coaching prior history there. I think Tolzien might have even been the quarterback coach. I might have my timeline messed up a little bit there, but
I think that's right.
He was there when I think he might have been the quarterback coach when Kellen Moore was the OC for Mike McCarthy. So it makes a lot of sense that Mike McCarthy would certainly reach out. And this week, we said it. Well, a lot of these coaches this week, Joel Thomas getting to be the head coach, and Scott getting to be an offensive coordinator for this week. I think that's a big opportunity for them to kind of step out their comfort zone, and whatever their coaching aspirations are, they're getting a chance to kind of be the guy and be the leader. And Scott's a good dude, and I believe I hadn't been in the room with him, of course, but I believe a really good coach and definitely a rising star.
Was there any other? And Matt Flynn's our guest, just here for another minute or two. Was there any other takeaways from the Saints crew that was there, either watching the coaches, talking to any of the front office people? Mickey Loomis and Jeff Ireland spoke. Any storyline pop there for the Saints?
No, I didn't get the chance to have any conversations with Mickey or Jeff Ireland. Just the schedule. I was trying to catch them ever at some point here and there, but whatever happened, I couldn't get with them. But I was watching some of the bigger receivers, because we've talked about it on the morning show a lot. What kind of who would you like to see the Saints kind of go early in an early round, and just trying to surround Tyler Shuck with weapons. I mean, you got Tyler Shuck, you got your quarterback. That's the biggest domino. That's the biggest domino that has to fall. So make sure that domino hits some other dominoes. So you got Chris Olave, who's about to sign for whatever $30 million or whatever a year he's going to get, but he lacks a certain skill set that you would like to have. And certainly there was some standouts at practice. The Notre Dame kid, Malachi Fields, he's 6'4". He looked really, really good. The same can be said for Jacoby Lane, the kid out of USC, wide receiver. He's a little bit over 6'4". Also, the Texas Tech receivers looked really good. The bigger one, Caleb Douglas, he's just under 6'4". So I think if you're the Saints, you'd like to see them surround Shuck with a lot of weapons and kind of give you some sort of skill set for a pass catcher that Olave doesn't have. Olave can route you up, and when you have to have it, he can beat you one-on-one. But you certainly like to have a big body guy that you can just throw it up to, and he can win a physical battle one-on-one. So those are the things that I was looking at, and I was watching them pretty intently, and they were rep after rep. They were winning their battles, winning their one-on-one matches.
Do we lose Matt, or are you still there? Are you there? Oh, we might have
lost. Yep.
Oh, there you go. There you are.
Okay.
There you go. Hey,
yep.
no, no, you're good. Real quick, last thing. Go a little deeper there if you would. This may sound obvious, but from a quarterback's perspective, why is it important to have a big receiver?
Red zone's the obvious answer there. Red zone, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that make a lot of hay with back shoulder throws, contested throws. I think Olave's kind of proven that that's not his strength. Maybe he can do that, but I don't think he's consistently high pointing the ball, catching it over somebody, physically winning. So when you get into the red zone and you have a 3-by-1 set, you would like the guy on your backside. You'd like to keep Olave in the slot, I believe, and then you have a guy backside. So if they're dropping a safety down weak and they're giving you a one-on-one matchup, you have to take it, because that means the numbers aren't right on the other side. On the three receiver set. So it's a comfort level for a quarterback to know that if they're taking away the numbers to the strong side of the field, that you can go and you have a guy that can win a one-on-one battle. And I think Shuck has that kind of gunslinger mentality, has a really good arm. I think that is something that he would thrive with, is having a big body receiver.
Matt Flynn, good stuff, dude, all week, man. I enjoyed listening to the coverage, man. Great job. We appreciate you for taking the call today, man.
Yeah, Matt, appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
You do the same. That is Matt Flynn. Catch Matt and Jake weekday mornings off the bench 7 to 10. Again, they were there at Mobile. They don't do the show the last day because the practices are over, and they don't stay for the game on Saturday. So they did the show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then came back after the show. So Matt was just saying that they're just rolling back into town. So great stuff, man. If you missed any of their convos, I know they got to talk to one-on-one with a lot of the LSU guys, and He interviewed the receiver from John Carroll today. His name's slipping my mind, but what a great story that was, that guy. Yeah, what?
Tyron Montgomery.
Dude, what a great story. I mean, I didn't know he was a basketball player who never played football until like his basketball career was over, and telling a story about like playing with his catch with his brother in the backyard. His brother told him he should go try to play football, so he was from Houston, like try to walk on at the University of Houston, but didn't have any more eligibility, so he ends up at like Nichols and then went to John Carroll in Division III. Crazy story, and he tore it up this week. So good interview. If you want to catch any of the stuff from the guys, you can catch it. It's all on demand, off the bench, on demand, YouTube podcast. I think they got a lot of those interviews posted on Twitter as well, and Facebook, the full interviews if you want to check them out. So great job by Jake and Matt this week over there. Check out their coverage if you missed any of it. We are brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. I rolled over to Rouse's on Florida Boulevard just a bit ago around lunch. I grabbed me the little Asian, I love the Asian beef bowl at Rouse's. Well, this isn't a Rouse's ad. It's an Evamore ad, but I might as well be the same. And so I got my Asian beef bowl, and then I got a bottle, a 64-ounce bottle of Evermore because I was out of it in my office. So I tell you, I really do drink it. I drink it every day and highly encourage you to do the same. When it's cold outside, sometimes we forget to stay hydrated because we're not parched. But, man, it is so important that you stay hydrated. And Evermore is natural artesian water. Y'all, this is a natural artesian well on the North Shore Lake Pontchartrain in Covington. They built the bottling facility around the well. So when you go through the entrance to the Evermore plant, like you pass the well right there that they pipe into. They pull the water out, goes right into the bottle. So you're drinking a truly natural product. And you may think, bottled water is water. No, it's not. Read the label. You will see other things added or taken away for flavor. It's none of that. This is just a truly natural product, which is better for you. Go read the reviews. Try it yourself. Do a taste test. It's Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore.com. Evermore.com. All right, it's after further review. We will go around the SEC when we come back. Speaking of the Senior Bowl and Nuss, Garrett Nussmeier is turning some heads this week, and he's starting to garner a lot of conversation. We'll get to that. Alex Golish talked about tampering in light of Dabo outing Pete Golding. Get to that in a little bit. The Hall of Fame has released a statement about Bill Belichick's snub. My goodness, a ton to do. John Brady's here in 45 minutes. Talk about the LSU basketball mess. Mark Schlereth will be here in hour 3, three-time Super Bowl champion. So a ton to do on the show. We're glad you're hanging out with us. It's AFR.
After further review.
Okay, so we've started the thaw out a bit. So it is a great day to get by Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations, Sieganair Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Tell you every day to buy local and shop local. I also tell you every day that at Clegg's they get new shipments arriving every day. Like this is one that they posted on Facebook earlier today. It's fruit tree time, peaches, peach trees, 5-gallon peach trees, $32.99. Go check out this photo and just look at the dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of peach trees that they have in this photo. When I tell you selection, they're the best. The best selection, locally grown, they're locally operated. It's Clegg's Nursery. And if you want to plant a fruit tree, you got to get it in the ground now. So get by and see our friends. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
So last week, Dabo Sweeney set the world on fire with his inflammatory, accusatory press conference where he had the receipts. Didn't hold nothing back. So a lot of people are reacting to it. Alex Golesh, who, of course, left South Florida, is now the head coach at Auburn. He's over at the Senior Bowl, and he kind of talked a little bit about tampering and sort of the state of the state with tampering right now.
I think it's all relative, you know, like we used to talk about at the group of five level, like, man, people are going to come get our kids. Well, look at who's in front of the podium right now complaining about it. You know, like, the level's irrelevant. It truly is all relative to where you are. It's been going on for a really long time. This portal era amplified it in every imaginable way. There eventually needs to be guardrails on this thing. I think we all want guardrails. I think we all want to know the rules in which you can operate in. The truth is right now there aren't any. So you operate ethically as with what you feel like is right.
You know, I don't disagree with any of that. And I think the more coaches and people in positions of authority that are willing to speak up will be the thing that affects change. And again, I'm okay. Like, tampering happens. I think what we all talk about is sort of the quote unquote legal tampering. I know it's the way I've referenced it, just as a way to make it easy, because there's a legal tampering period in the NFL. So where it seems like an oxymoron to say legal tampering, but before the league year starts, there's a set period of time where teams can negotiate with free agents. So when the league year starts, boom, they announce deals. It's similar here. I've said it a bunch, but that whole month from the end of the season leading up to the portal window opening, so all throughout December, you hear all these players announce their intention to go in the portal. Well, go look at all these guys on social media. All of them in their bio have their agent tagged or their agency tagged in their Twitter, their Instagram bio. And it's basically just sending out a flare to the college football world saying, hey, I'll be in the portal. If you're interested, contact my agent, start negotiating a deal. So that happens. Now what's happened here with the linebacker, the Cal linebacker who had gone to Clemson, it's different because he had signed and he was already at Clemson, and so he's enrolled, and then you got a coach texting him in class and all that sort of stuff, as we know. And again, I think we all assume that happens at a lot of different places. But the guardrails you put up, as Alex Golesh was talking about, is what Washington did and the Big Ten did with DeMond Williams. They were more progressive with the contract structure they had in place that made it that disincentivized teams from trying to come pluck DeMond Williams because it was going to cost so much. Now, Miami did it with Darian Mensah because they need a quarterback. They were left without really an option. They missed on all the other top guys. So then they go tamper with Darian Mensah. They're going to pay Duke $4 million, whatever it is, to get him out of that contract, and then they're going to pay Darian Mensah. So it's just that's the cost of doing business. But it's why you put protections in. You either disincentivize someone from hiring your coach, or in this case, tampering with your player and getting him away, or if they do, there's going to be a penalty, and you will be compensated financially for that. So that really is the guardrail. And then student athletes are going to have to make a decision. Do I really want to sign a contract with this team that will preclude me, make it cost prohibitive for me from leaving? Well, do you want the deal or not? I mean, that's what I think the next iteration of this is. Golish was asked to follow up, like, okay, well, if you have to do what's right, well, what is right? Define that.
Is it right to call a kid that's on somebody else's roster to go get him? It's not. I think in a lot of ways what goes around comes around. In the fall, you got to go line up and play. And I'm a strong believer in the football gods will find you at some point. And generally they'll find you at the end of a game, or they'll find you on 4th and 1. And I think you got to do things the right way. And the right way is doing right by the young people and doing right by your program. But the pressure to win is great. And people feel it in different ways, and so I'm not here to judge anybody else's decisions on how they operate, but you would love to have some guardrails within the system, and I think maybe as I establish myself in this conference, I'll have more vocal opinions. Right now, I'm just the new guy on the block.
The more conversation is good, and the more people are willing to talk about it, the more we can progress through all this. That's just Alex Golish's take there. Hey, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Always tell you can log on to the website, firstsouthland.com. Busy time of year at First South Farm Credit. And they do have the complete recreational land buyer's guide. It's a totally free resource over at firstsouthland.com. So if you're thinking of buying land, that recreational property, the first thing you should do is go utilize that free resource at their website to learn what you need to know. It's the ultimate recreational land buying guide. It's free. It's at firstsouthland.com. So log on to firstsouthland.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Texas Longhorns.
Texas is expected to hire Kevin Mashack as their new director of scouting. Matt Zenitz had that first. He was Tennessee State's director of recruiting. Now look like he's going over Mashack. Fill the void left by Aaron Joe, who is now headed to be the GM at North Texas. Mashack is a veteran college football personnel on-field staffer. He spent time at Texas A&M, at Indiana as well.
The Florida Gators.
Florida is targeting Drew Hughes for a front office role. Hughes spent the last 2 years as the Panini Senior Bowl scouting staff director. So it's his second role in an NFL capacity. 3 years prior, he had been with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Before working at the pro level, he had been a player personnel guy at Florida under Jim McElwain and Will Muschamp. He's also been at UCF, North Carolina State, Tennessee, South Carolina. So all over the place. Looks like he's joining the staff there with the Gators.
The Missouri Tigers.
Missouri added to its 2026 high school signing class with in-state safety Graham Faust. 6'3", 190, has played offense, defense, special teams, but really where he stands out is at safety. He's the number 26 player in Missouri for the class of 2026, and he's headed to Mizzou.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
And the game there in Nashville between Vandy and Ole Miss has been moved amid the impacts of this winter storm. So it's the game that's scheduled for Saturday. It struck Oxford over the weekend. It was originally scheduled to be played at Ole Miss. Will now take place in Nashville against Vanderbilt. So it's supposed to be a home-and-home arrangement this season. So the SEC is just going to swap the two dates. This Saturday will be played in Nashville, and then on March the 4th, Vanderbilt will travel to Oxford and play the game there at Ole Miss. Okay, there you have it. That is around the SEC. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Blazia posted a video yesterday on their social media. It was her walking you through their office for their B12 clinic. So every Wednesday, they have a B12 clinic where if you want to go get a B12 shot, you could do it at the clinic every Wednesday. And so if you're ever curious, like, okay, well, what does all that entail? The office, by the way, the Decision Critical office it's on Highland Road near I-10, sort of across and a little bit north of the Country Club of Louisiana. So if you're heading north on Highland, like toward LSU's campus, past Country Club on your left, and there just a little ways there on the right. Well, Blaze, you're sort of watching. Walk-ins are welcome to the B12 clinic. You can always schedule a time and appointment if you want, but it's super easy. You go check in. You go into the B12 room. They give you a shot in the arm. B12 has so many amazing health benefits. Just one of the many different ways that Decision Critical offers great healthcare services to all of us. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Of course, there's the B12 clinic. There's IV hydration therapy. There's therapeutic phlebotomy if you have to give blood. That's great for men on hormone therapy. And as we always say, from birth to end-of-life care, if you need expert nursing help, they can help you in your home, at the hospital, wherever it may be. It's Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, it's after further review. We are glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Thursday edition of AFR. Well, now I got a quick break. John Brady is going to be here in 30 minutes. Talk about this very disappointing LSU basketball season, sort of where the team and the program go from here. And Mark Schlereth will be here in hour number 3. Talk some Super Bowl with Stink. When we come back, Hall of Fame has released a statement on Bill Belichick. We'll react to that. And Garrett Nussmeier is starting to do what many thought he might do, which is turn some heads and get some conversation, which might elevate him up draft boards. We'll talk about it next on AFR.
After further review.
I just mentioned therapeutic phlebotomy for men on hormone replacement therapy, which is very common. I give blood every 6 to 8 weeks for that reason. But that starts by being on hormone therapy. So if you're a man or a woman who is interested in learning more about HRT, remember Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Matt, women, you said it's a men's clinic. It is. But they're at Goodwood, and they're right on Drusilla. It's 3 different offices in one complex. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There is Unique Physique. That's the GLP-1s, semaglutide, tirzepatide, lowest prices, never any contracts. And they also have Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. And that is the aesthetics clinic where they also offer hormone replacement therapy for women. Ladies, strongly recommend you get your levels checked as well. Men and women. You want to feel and function at your optimal level. yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame's released a statement after all the media reports that Bill Belichick will not be elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame on his first year on the ballot. The Hall of Fame released a statement. I'll read it quickly. It said, the Pro Football Hall of Fame understands and respects the passionate reaction of many fans, media members, and enshrinees of the Hall itself in light of published reports regarding the voting results of Class of 2026. It's that very passion that propels the game. The Hall also respects the members of the selection committee when they follow the selection process bylaws. It is an honor to serve as a selector. Each year, the Hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. If it is determined that any member or members violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. That can include the possibility that such selectors would not remain a member of the committee moving forward. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question. Okay, so it is possible that a member or members of the selection committee could be removed if they did not properly follow the selection bylaws. But clearly, the Hall of Fame isn't going to overturn any vote to get Bill Belichick in here in the inaugural year. There is one voter who is the first voter who has sort of spoken up to acknowledge that he did not vote for Bill Belichick. And I thought it was interesting because the explanation was a very, very sound and just one. He said he wasn't voting against Bill Belichick. You put three on your ballot. It was a vote for these other three that he feels deserve enshrinement that are waiting their turn and may not have an opportunity based on the number of years you're allowed to be on the ballot. So, and probably an explanation and understanding that, like, you just think Belichick's going to get in, so I'm not going to put him on my ballot. And it's interesting because I actually can relate to that because, I had the opportunity to vote for the last 2 years for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And in some instances, it is similar. Like if there is, because there are no doubt candidates that you go in supporting their election, and the way the process votes in the different, voting blocks, like at some point you're going to cut the list from the bottom. And so you want to make sure the candidate that you're supporting gets in. So you're going to favor them. Like, so for example, I think this year, like Sylvia Fowles was like the no doubter for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Like Sylvia was getting in. And I really wanted to support Todd McClure this year. And so on my first ballot, like I don't even know, like it was, you put 5 on your ballot. So maybe I had Sylvia in the 5th spot, which would have been 1 point, right? In the first spot would be 5 points, and decreasing it makes sense. So because Sylvia's gonna, like, it's not even a question she's gonna get in, but you have to make sure if there's someone that you want to get in, you have them at a point where they're being recognized, they stay above sort of the cut line, so to speak. So I can understand that thought process. That's understandable. But I also think that's why it's good that there's transparency, or there should be transparency in the voting process, because it would dissuade people from doing something disingenuous, like if someone kept Bill Belichick out because of Bountygate or Spygate or not Bountygate, Spygate or Deflategate or whatever the case may be, if someone like Paulie said, well, he should have to wait a year. Well, if you feel that way, then you should verbalize that publicly so we know you feel that way, and that's why this vote went the way it did. Because the committee's, the Hall of Fame statement is right. The integrity of the Hall of Fame is the most important thing. Like, you don't want people questioning the Hall of Fame or its processes because of something like this. So it's a very negative thing that's transpired. So I'll be interested to see if more voters, it was a Kansas City voter. See if I can find his name. Here it is. It was the first. His name is, it's from the KC Star. Vahe Gregorian is his name. Vahe Gregorian is his name. He's a voter from the Kansas City Star. And he's the one that explained. His vote was for, in his statement, he explained, he voted for Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, and L.C. Greenwood. So he said, he felt duty-bound to cast his vote for senior candidates who were looking at possibly their last chance of getting into the Hall. So that's why it wasn't a vote against Belichick. It was a vote for those senior candidates. So that I can understand and respect. But it's also good that you have that transparency. So hopefully it does continue in that light, and you do have more transparency as this moves along. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. We are brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com. Hey, with all the outages in the region over the past week with the ice storm, it's a great reminder about Arco Power Systems. Everything is turnkey. This is industrial Generac generator power. This is not a standby generator for your home. It's an industrial Generac generator for your business, your commercial or industrial facility. Schools, hospitals, grocery stores, gas stations, industrial facilities, municipalities, whatever type of business you own, media companies, radio stations, power goes out, you have to stay online. How do you do it? Well, you do it with industrial standby generators from Arco Power Systems. Arco.com, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. And again, draw a big circle. Little Rock, Mobile, west to San Antonio, Baton Rouge, draw a big circle. Anywhere in that footprint, Arco can serve you. Arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. All right, it's after further review. A lot of you have asked, and because we missed Terrio last week, and we're not going to have Terrio tomorrow, I'll start delving into a little bit of a baseball preview. We'll start with the LSU baseball pitching preview when we come back. It's AFR.
AFR.
Go check out our social, if you would, over at Parish Construction and Roofing. I tell you all the time, of course, we do roof repairs, roof replacements, commercial, residential, but we also do gutters and soft wash. And we can soft wash any size building. As a matter of fact, we're thrilled that we got the opportunity over at LSU to do several different projects. Patrick F. Taylor, we did that building. There's some photos up of the second round of soft washing over at LSU that our crews just recently finished. And if you zoom in, you could see how dirty the building was there on the left, and that's before and after the soft wash. So we can soft wash your home, commercial building, any size. We'd love to help you out. Parish Construction and Roofing. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Commercial, residential, roof repairs, replacements, gutters, and yes, we do soft washing as well. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parishbuilt.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A pair of new NFL head coaches introduced today, Joe Brady in Buffalo and Jesse Minter in Baltimore. Both talked about their visions moving ahead, which of course includes 2 league MVPs. Brady discussed maximizing quarterback Josh Allen's potential with the Bills, building a bond with QB Lamar Jackson, one of the first items of business for Minter.
We've had wonderful conversations, look forward to many, many more. But Lamar, I just look forward to connecting with him, helping him become the best version of himself, creating a team identity that allows him to thrive, which he's already, proven to be an elite, one of the best player in the National Football League, and put a team around him that allows him to reach that ultimate goal of bringing a Super Bowl back to Baltimore.
NBA ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting Nuggets forward Aaron Gordon will miss at least 4 to 6 weeks after re-aggravating a hamstring strain. He missed more than a month earlier this season with a strain to that same hamstring in late November. U.S. women's national team great Crystal Dunn announced her retirement from soccer at age 33 after a 12-year soccer career. She says she wants to spend more time with her husband and 3-year-old son.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen coming up Friday. Now that we know who will coach Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Shedeur Sanders, I'll tell you which QB is primed for a huge second season. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
And off we go. Hour 2, welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You, sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. John Brady in about 15 minutes from right now. Mark Schlereth next hour. LSU baseball, 15 as Skip Bertman days away from the start of the season. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Tigers will open up the 2026 baseball season. And normally we do a position group breakdown with Terrio. Ryan couldn't be here last week. I'm out tomorrow. I'll be at the KKDL. I'm serving as the Grand Marshal for KKDL, which is Carnival Crew de Louisiane. It's a great fundraiser which raises money for cancer research at Mary Bird Perkins. So be there tomorrow. And then the following Friday will be on Radio Row at Super Bowl. So the next time I'll be here on Friday will be opening day for LSU baseball. So let's try to knock out some of this preview today. In 1 hour, we'll talk about the lineup. Let's right now sort of look at the pitching staff. I think if I were to describe this staff in totality, it is certainly the deepest and most talented staff that Jay's had. And y'all, I know there have been times since he's been here that LSU fans have sort of criticized Nate Yeske. Sometimes been the inability of guys to throw strikes, whatever. You got to give that man his flowers. His ability to develop pitchers has been nothing short of amazing. Cade Anderson's leap year 1 to year 2. Anthony Ianson throughout the course of last year, getting Chase Shores coming off of Tommy John to what he became at the end of last season. He's awesome. You have one of the best pitching coaches in America, and this is going to be the most talented group that he's got. Everyone always wants to know what the rotation is and what it's going to be, and the three guys you're likely going to see take the ball opening weekend are Evans, Moore, and Schmidt. Casey Evans was awesome last year, as we know, as a freshman. He just wasn't a guy that started a bunch. Of his 19 appearances, only 3 starts. He had 7 saves. He was, as we know, son of a coach, more mature and ready to go as a freshman than William Schmidt was. Now, I know Jay Johnson has lauded William Schmidt as a guy that was 7-0 last year as a freshman. And Schmidt had certainly some moments. He also had an ERA approaching 5. And 41 strikeouts, but the 22 walks were a problem. And that he's got to fix. But you're talking about a guy who was a top 20 draft pick talent. And it's unfair to hope he makes the same type of leap freshman to sophomore that Cade Anderson did. But he also had a better freshman year, Schmidt did, than Cade Anderson did. So what happens there with those three will be interesting. Cooper Moore isn't a guy that's necessarily going to wow you with his stuff. I had a scout describe to me as a guy with an average arm but can really pitch. So 88 to 93, or probably sit 90, 91, Cooper Moore. But he's made 44 appearances in his college career at Kansas. So you're talking about a dude with real pitchability that's going to factor into the rotation. And one of the things that I was told is, don't be surprised if I've just assumed Casey Evans is going to get the ball on opening day, but don't be surprised if it's William Schmidt. Evans has been getting hit here as they've started these outings, but I do think it's interesting because he's facing his teammates who since the fall have seen him 15 times. And for Evans, his best pitch is his changeup. And if you throw it 40% of the time and your teammates have seen it and they're sitting change up, they can hit it. So I'm not worried about Casey Evans in any way. I think he's going to be awesome. And we'll see what they elect to do opening day, if it's Schmidt or Evans, but it's likely going to be one of those guys. But Schmidt, Evans, Moore, in whatever order, I think is going to be your rotation opening weekend. And very seldom does it ever finish like it starts, but I think that's how it'll start. If there's one thing that they would really like to do, it's find a lefty in the rotation. And the guy that's the most likely candidate there is Cooper Williams. And my goodness, is it going to be fun to watch him. He had a 1.80 ERA last year as a freshman, 20 innings pitched. Can he develop some consistency? It's very similar with Maverick Rizzi to Chase Shores. And when you're talking about a guy that's that tall and that long, Ben McDonald has talked about this a lot over the years on this show in a lot of places. But when you're that long, uncoiling with those long levers and developing consistency in your delivery is the challenge. And whenever you figure that out, it looks like Chase Shores did at the end of last year when he was arguably the best pitcher in the country by the end of last year. So watching Cooper Williams' development this year will be fascinating. He's a guy that could, as a lefty, factor in. if you find yourself in need of another guy, Zach Cowan is certainly there as well. And Cowan was the Friday night guy at Wofford before he transferred in last year and became one of the best bullpen guys in the country for the bulk of the season. 52 innings pitched for LSU a year ago at 6 saves. He was really, really good. And so that's another guy who could factor in. And also, be fascinating. Remember, Gavin Guidry's back. And the word on Gavin so far is that he looks the best he's looked in his career, but so far he's been best in short stints. So I don't know if a starting spot where you're looking to extend is where Gavin's going to factor in this year, but it's just going to be great to see Gavin Guidry out there again for LSU. Another guy worth keeping an eye on, a couple of the new names. One is Santiago Garcia. So he's from New Mexico. He was Stephen Milam's high school teammate who went up to Oregon. And I think the best comp for Garcia, and he's a lefty, is Griffin Herring. I had a scout comp him to his curveball to Barry Zito. It tells you what type of stuff you're talking about there. But this is a guy who you could likely see out of the bullpen Friday, Sunday. Just think of Griffin Herring's role, right? A guy that maybe gives you an inning on Friday and 3 innings on Sunday, or flip that depending on whatever you may need. So Santiago Garcia is a lefty out of the bullpen to keep an eye on. Obviously, they're very high on Maverick Rizzi. He's been inconsistent with his command. Again, think Chase Shoulders, but he's going to be great whenever he figures out all of the consistency. You know, Rizzi had some real big moments for LSU a year ago, you know, with the 29 strikeouts and 24 2/3 innings pitched, but 4.74 ERA. So developing the consistency. 3 more names that are worth knowing. At the back of the bullpen, set up, close, whatever order they go, you're looking at Devin Sheeran and Grant Fontenot. Sheeran is a guy we were super high on a year ago, was likely recruited out of high school, hit this big growth spurt, starts throwing 100, but he's at Mount St. Mary's. So he signs with LSU, and then last year before the season, he tears his ACL and misses the whole year. Well, Sheeran's another dude that's 6'5", and they really like him at the back of the bullpen. So Sheeran, Fontenot, 8-9, 9-8, however it's going to go, set up, close, those 2 guys. And Fontenot's ripping it upper 90s. I had a scout comp him to Carter Capps, who pitched for the Miami organization. Was a closer in the big leagues for the Marlins. If you ever want to look at video to kind of see, but you're talking about a guy that's touching 98, 99. I mean, Sheeran, Fontenot, set up, close is likely what you're looking at the back of the bullpen. And the freshman to keep an eye on is Marcos Paz. This is a guy who had Tommy John in high school, but for the Tommy John, is a guy that would have never showed up on a college campus. This would have been a high school signee straight into pro ball. They think he is an absolute future star. What role does he fill on this team, I think, remains to be seen. But just think about the numbers we just talked about. Evans, Moore, Schmidt, Cowan, Williams, Garcia, Rizzi, Sheeran, Fontenot, Paz. That's 10 right there. And no doubt they'll use more than that as you make your way through midweek guys and you get guys mound time and stuff like that. But by the time you get to the postseason, you tend to pare that rotation down to 7, 8, maybe 9 guys, depending on situational. So those are the key guys. Guidry as well. I shouldn't have omitted there. So I mean, it's 11 if you throw Guidry in there as well. So they have options, and they have a ton of talent. It's going to be so fun to watch Nate Yeske fill these roles with these super talented guys, and especially to watch some of the other guys, how they develop into their roles this year. So quick look, little thumbnail preview of the pitching staff for LSU. In 1 hour, actually at the top of hour number 3, we'll look at the lineup, which, I mean, if we're being very honest, there's one position up for grabs. It's second base. Everything else is effectively spoken for. But we'll talk about that and some of the rotational guys maybe you need to know coming up less than an hour from right now. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Tell you every day about Parish Restoration, if it's restoration or remediation. If you need, if you've had water intrusion and you need remediation, they can help at Parish Restoration. They'll come spray their patented non-toxic dry fog, help you get rid of mold, help you get rid of odor. Maybe you've had odor from smoke, either a smoker, you live in a home that was a smoker, or maybe you had a fire and so you have the odor of smoke. They can help get that out by spraying their patented non-toxic dry fog. Maybe it's pet odor, home, or your vehicle. I mean, literally from your vehicle to your home to largest commercial building in the state of Louisiana. Parish Restoration can help. Check them out online at parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical, not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back. We'll chat with former LSU coach John Brady. Hear him on the LSU Sports Radio Network. I would argue the toughest loss of the year for Matt McMahon's squad on Wednesday against Mississippi State, in a game that you really had to have, and they didn't get it. So what does it mean for this team? What does it mean for the future? We'll knock it around with Coach Brady next on AFR.
AFR.
Well, we're going to warm up a little bit as we're into the 50s today. But then we're going to get right back down into the freezing and 20s again this weekend. If you have any issue whatsoever with your heater, call River City's 1 Hour Air. You want people that are going to be on time, that are going to be reliable, that are going to do the job right at a fair price. That's River City's 1 Hour Air. Look, they've got more than double the amount of 5-star Google reviews of their next closest competitor. Why? Well, because they've been doing it for 40 years in Baton Rouge. That's a good start. And you don't stick around for 40 years and get all those 5-star reviews if you're not doing great work at a fair price and treating people right. You'll always feel comfortable with whoever's coming into your home. Remember, when the technician's on the way, you'll get a call, a text, and an email alerting you the tech is on the way with their name, photo, and reviews of that technician, so you always know who's coming into your home. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we are 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Clearly disappointing night for us. I thought our preparation today and shoot around was really good. There was a great energy, great spirit, but for whatever reason, the start of the game, credited Mississippi State. They were the aggressor. Two teams desperate for a win, and they played with a sense of urgency that we were unable to match. I thought the physicality on the glass clearly was a huge difference maker. We struggled to finish plays around the rim and at the free throw line. That got them out in transition, and they really made us pay from behind the three-point line, and we dug too deep of a hole to have a chance in the game.
Crazy stat, man. Mississippi State turned the ball over 16 times, LSU just 7. The Tigers still lost by double digits on their home floor. Just a very, very unfortunate night. John Brady is good enough to join us, Hall of Famer, of course, former LSU basketball coach, and now on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Always our pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing good, Matt. Good.
What went wrong last night?
Well, they were ready to play, and I think the biggest difference in the game, besides the statistics that you just mentioned, was just the mentality of coming out ready to go. It was an opportunity for LSU to win a game at home against a team that's very beatable. They had lost 5 in a row, and I was surprised that the LSU team came out as flat as they were. We didn't make them uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form on the defensive end, particularly in the first half, and it cost us. Mississippi State's a team that shoots 23% from the three-point line in SEC play. They make 8 threes the first half, and just separate the score so much. And our team is not put together to come back from 20 down. I mean, we can make a little run or two, but certainly we don't have the firepower to come back from 20-plus down in the second half. And a lot of times you can tell about the effort teams are giving by the rebounding stat. And our effort at Fayetteville was really good. We out-rebounded Arkansas on the road in Bud Walton. We come home, get beat 24 on the glass. And that's all about effort to me. I don't, the talent level might be a little bit different from time to time, but certainly the effort can always be there, and we just didn't give it last night.
43-24 was the rebound stat. When we talk about starting slow and then effort, how much of that is on the coach to get his team ready to play and motivated? How much of that is on the individual player to be ready to go?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. I think the competitive nature of the guys that you bring in is very important in the recruiting process. I think you can make them more competitive. You can make them tougher by well thought out competitive practices where there's a loser in every drill that you do, and there's a price to pay if you don't win. And I think that can build competitive nature. But I think it's a combination. Players should be motivated anyway in today's world. If I'm on a team and I'm making $500,000, I'm ready to go now. I got to tell you. So I think the whole concept of coaching now is a little bit different because of the money the players are getting that are supposed to be producing. And the biggest thing you can get into as a coach now at this level, if you evaluate poorly and you've got a lot of money sitting on the bench that may not be good enough to win games.
John Brady's with us. What were some of the incentives that you had in practice when or disincentives when guys lost in practice?
Well, somebody asked me one time, Coach, why do your teams play so hard? I say, well, I yell at them, and that was probably as simple as I could get. But I think everything you do in practice should be competitive, and there's a loser and a winner in every drill, in every 3-on-3, 4-on-4, full court, because I think they can't just do the drill for drill's sake, and there's got to be a penalty to pay in the process. So I think well thought out competitive practices are key to developing the competitive nature, attitude that a team needs to win consistently, provided the talent is there.
John Brady is our guest. Going into last night's game, Coach, I could have laid out a path for this team to the NCAA tournament. The net was 46, already won 13 games, a couple of winnable games, including last night at home against State. You lose that game, it's hard to imagine the path. Now, and I could ask you this question. I think John Brady, the coach, and John Brady, the analyst, might give me two different answers, but you could choose which direction you'd like to go. Do you still see a path for this team to the NCAA tournament?
It's going to be very difficult. I thought the game last night was really an important win and an opportunity to get a win for LSU. I coming off the Arkansas game, the way we played on the road, Bud Walton is one of the most difficult places to play in the league. It's in my top three. We performed well. We took care of the ball. We had opportunities to win that game and then to come home and not play with a desperation and a sense of urgency with what you just talked about. The opportunity is still there. Now I think the window is getting a bit cloudy now, and if we don't win the game this Saturday on the road at South Carolina, who just got beat 40 or 50, I think the door is going to close on it, to be honest.
You said something a minute ago that I thought was really interesting, where you talked about evaluating your roster, and if you misevaluate, then you got a lot of money sitting on the bench. What do you think, and I'm not asking you to call out players individually, but what do you think this team might be missing if they did misevaluate? What component of the roster do you think maybe is where they're falling short, is maybe a better way to say it?
Well, I think just the overall nature of our team from a toughness and competitive spirit standpoint, the ability to defend every single night. I've never built a team around the scoring of points or shoot or making baskets, because those are things that can come and go. You see teams some night they make every basket, but what you can control is the effort you give defensively and the effort you give trying to block out and limit teams to one shot. And I think your team needs to be built around defending, getting back in transition, making teams beat you in the half court. And that's how I always structured, every team that I tried to coach was in that way, because you control effort, but you can't control the ball going in. And sometimes, people think offensively all the time, and players sometimes think if they score a lot of points, they had a good game. But I think the team needs to be structured around the ability to defend without fouling, being aggressive, with discipline, and then go back and rebound the ball.
21 games in, what realistically can you do to fix it?
I don't. I'm not there every day at the practice. But I know coming off the Arkansas game and to come out and play like we did the first 20 minutes was really surprising to me. I don't know what we did in the 2 days of practice because I wasn't there, but certainly with an opportunity to win an SEC game at home on a team that had lost 5 straight, I think the practices before would have been pretty demanding, short but demanding. And keep them guys on edge. I think we came out and we looked to me like we thought we were going to win the game. Well, I don't know why we would think we would ever win any game. We should have had a desperation of play and a sense of urgency that would be unmatched, particularly at home, and it wasn't there. And Matt said the right thing. They came out and took it to us, and we didn't respond in the right way. Therefore, we got too far behind, and our team is not put together like that to play catch up.
Yeah. You got an opportunity on Saturday against South Carolina. There's one spot ahead of the Tigers in the league standings. You still got Oklahoma ahead, who's tied with LSU at 1-7, but lower because of the overall record. But boy, there's not a lot of layups in this league, no matter what. And you had a winnable one last night that got away. John Brady is our guest. You hear him, Chris Blair on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Tigers will give it another go this weekend in Columbia, South Carolina. We always appreciate the time. Thank you.
Okay. All right. See you, Matt.
All right. Be well. John Brady. Of course, by the way, John Brady, newly elected to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. He'll be enshrined this summer in Alexandria. We are, in Natchitoches, excuse me. You passed through Alexandria to get to Natchitoches, excuse me. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Actually, rolled into Rouse's earlier today. I told you that, actually, just a bit ago. I went to go buy Evermore, and I love they have an Asian bowl that they make. It's Asian, fried rice with, you can get chicken or beef. I got the beef, fried rice, and vegetables bowl. So many great options. They have sushi made daily. They got the salad bar. They got so many different options. The hot bar, the hot and boiled seafood kiosk as well. Grab dinner for the entire family. Everybody can get something different if you want. Lunch, dinner, it's great every day. They got tons of king cakes, as we talk about all the time. You want to ship a king cake. Got a couple more weeks until Mardi Gras, so ship your king cake anywhere in the lower 48. If you got a family member or a coworker, a client, something you want to give them a little taste of Carnival, go to Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Ship that king cake anywhere in the continental 48. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. I'm glad to hear Coach Brady say that he was surprised by the way they came out. I'm not glad that it happened, but I mean, if there was any other explanation, I'd have been interested to hear it. But, that was one you had to get. And, we opened the show today talking a little bit about, this program and its direction under Matt McMahon. I know a lot of people are ready for a change, especially after last night. And and I don't have the answer. Roster composition and listen, there's people say they don't have enough SEC bigs, maybe don't have enough 3-point shooting, whatever. There's smarter basketball people that can put a roster together than me, right? What is undeniable is you've had time and resources invested. This is year 4, and last year was awful. And one of the things we discussed was when a lot of people wanted LSU to move on last year, I said, look, you could either take that money and spend it to buy out your coach, or you could take that money and give your coach a roster capable of competing. And so they put money into this roster. As I'm told, more than double the amount that they had in the roster a year ago, but you're still sitting on the same results at 1-7 in conference play. That is just terribly disappointing. So, I don't know what they're going to do. My assumption, because of what we heard Vert Jawsbury say in that interview with The Advocate a couple of weeks ago, where he said, look, if they don't make the tournament, we're going to reevaluate everything. My assumption would be that they'll fire Matt McMahon and hire a new coach. But as I understand it, having some convos today, I don't think that is so cut and dried because of the same conversation we had a year ago. Would you really want to just set a match to $10 million to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff and then have to turn around and invest in a new coach, a new staff, and pay the roster? You had a lot of momentum behind doing that in football because people were ready for a change. And it's paid off to this point with Lane Kiffin. I don't know that same motivation is there after everything that's been spent in football to do the same now with basketball. So, 10 games left here in the regular season. See how they fare, and then, as Verge said, they'll reevaluate. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Thursday show is presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Mickey Loomis and Jeff Ireland met with reporters at the Senior Bowl. Let's hear some of what they said next on AFR.
AFR.
Thinking of putting in a pool? You better be thinking about Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net. Hey, you can always get into their beautiful showroom on Airline in Gonzales, next to the new Rouse's. It's actually on the corner of Airline and Duplessis Lane. Serendipity in life sometimes. DuplessisBuilders.net. Pools, outdoor kitchens, they can do it all. Any type of custom design that you want. You want a beautiful resort-style pool, Duplessis Builders can do it. You want that gorgeous outdoor kitchen where you're going to entertain for decades and years and generations and seasons. DuplessisBuilders.net can do it all. Whatever your dream is, they can design it and implement it. It's DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Remember, you can also go to the website. They have pool and outdoor kitchen options, custom already made, where you can just pick the one you want, pick your finish, and boom, you can even pay for it, finance it right there on the website. DuplessisBuilders.net. Check it out today. It's right there. It's DuplessisBuilders.net.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
I'm glad you're rolling along with us here. Thanks again to John Brady for joining us. Matt Flynn was here in hour one. A little recap of what he saw at the Senior Bowl. If you miss anything, get it on demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. Mark Schlereth in about 45 minutes from right now. We'll talk some Super Bowl with Stink, three-time Super Bowl champion. Looking forward to that conversation coming up here in just a little bit as well. Remember, you can always text the show in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Cullen said, hey, Matt, since LSU clearly doesn't care about men's basketball, would it make sense to pull some of their rev share money, pump it into baseball? The fans do not care about men's basketball either. Seems like a lost cause. Would love to hear your thoughts. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think LSU should put more emphasis in men's basketball because ultimately there are two sports that make money. Two. That's it. Everything else loses money. Football and men's basketball. As we saw, men's basketball was 3-15 in the conference last year. They still made $1 million. And it's because of the premium seating and the media rights for men's basketball. So it would stand to reason if you have something profitable, like pour gasoline on that fire to make it more profitable. Look at Florida and Auburn and Alabama. I mean, these are not historically great basketball schools. But they found the right coach. They made an appropriate investment, and they're winning at a high level, and it's amazing. I mean, LSU's done it. Dale Brown went to 13 straight NCAA tournaments. It can be done. So I think you should invest in men's basketball because all of the other sports are not going to make money. The glaring outlier here, and I know this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and I'm not being disparaging, but it's worth mentioning. The outlier is women's basketball because you do make a large financial investment into women's basketball, and that lost $8 million last year. Now, I also believe women's basketball is a loss leader. On a balance sheet, it's not going to look good. You lost $8 million. No sport on campus loses more money than women's basketball because of the investment you have in which you pay Kim Mulkey and the staff and all this sort of stuff. But the run you went on when you won the national championship provides such a gigantic attention windfall that it's hard to categorize what that's worth financially. Does that make sense? You win the national championship. Angel Reese does the "You Can't See Me" thing to Caitlin Clark. And then Saturday Night Live on Weekend Update is doing a skit where Punky Johnson is playing Angel Reese. You literally can't call NBC and say, "Hey, we'd like to pay you to do a Weekend Update skit with wearing an LSU." You literally can't do that. So, and we had Cody Worsham at the time join us, and he had done some estimates of what the windfall impact was of that women's basketball national championship. It is massive. It's worth way more than $8 million. If you went to try to get paid media for all the free publicity you got, you couldn't have afford, it's way more than $8 million. So it's complex. But if you want to fix it, really, it's the money you're putting into women's basketball. And I'm not saying stop investing. Please don't. I don't want angry people lining up at the door calling me a sexist and all this sort of stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that is the outlier. You have a sport that requires a lot of investment to win at the level you are, and it loses a bunch of money. That's the investment that, in essence, a lot of other schools don't make. And they do take that money then and put it in their men's basketball program. Or like at LSU, where we demand Jay Johnson be good. You have to win in baseball at LSU. It's not good enough to just exist. You got to win. Well, when you're investing what LSU is going to invest in football, and men's basketball and women's basketball, the runoff for baseball is not very, very much. But we all demand Jay Johnson be in Omaha and win championships every year. So it becomes complex. And I don't know that there is an easy answer. So, it's the conundrum that Verge Ausberry and his staff have to solve. What do you do? But I don't think the answer is, just don't be good in men's basketball. Because it's the only sport, aside from football, where you make money. And in this era, in the rev share era where you added a $20 million line item to pay your student athletes every year, you got to do two things: increase revenue, decrease expenses. Well, one surefire way to increase revenue is get good at men's basketball. Now, it's going to increase expenses too, but can you offset and make money? Yes. You have an opportunity to make more money in men's basketball. You're never going to make money if that amazing year when you won the national championship in women's basketball, you still lost $8 million, you're never going to make money in women's basketball. It is not a product whereby you can charge enough the ticket prices, get the requisite attendance, and then more importantly, the media rights. You're never going to make money on women's basketball. So you accept that. Like, it's a loss leader. But I don't think that means you don't invest in men's basketball, because it is the thing that, aside from football, gives you an opportunity to make money. So, yeah, like, it matters. Go make money. Go be good in the thing that can make you money. So the texter, I believe his name was Cullen. No, you don't willingly choose to not invest in men's basketball. I think you find a way to be relevant and more profitable in men's basketball. And they're missing right now. Very clearly, they're missing. So you ask the question, like, can you afford to move on from Matt McMahon? I would spin it and go, like, ask it another way. Can you afford not to? It's the conversation a lot of people had about Brian Kelly. Gordon McKernan, we sat at court to table with Gordon, and he said those words. He's like, we were losing money with Brian Kelly either way. Like, the people aren't showing up to games, the suites are empty, donors aren't given. Like, when you lose like that, it's like, so you ask, can you afford the $54 million? Well, how much is it costing you not to fire him? And it sucks to set a match to $54 million. But look at the 2 months since you fired Brian Kelly. 3 months. It was the beginning of November. Look at what's transpired in those 90 days thereabouts. I mean, it's pretty remarkable about face. So, all right, it's after further review. I was supposed to talk about the Senior Bowl here, but that was a good question. I wanted to address it. We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters too. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. And also, I was actually chatting earlier today with Adrian Holly, and this is so cool. Relief Windows is now offering custom fabric roller shades. You've seen these in people's homes. You've seen these in hotels and other public buildings like that. But this adds function and style to any room. It's clean. They're modern fabric interior shades. So this is basically effortless light control and a streamlined look. You got to check it out. Manual, they have cordless, and they have remote controlled operation. So they're custom measured like everything at Relief Windows. You got to check them out. They're also custom installed for a flawless fit. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, shutters too, and now they do interior shades. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Mutual do Tigers and the Pros coming up. At the start of this hour, we looked at the LSU baseball pitchers, gave you a brief preview of the pitching staff. In about 15 minutes, we'll look at the lineup. And, I mean, look, there's one job up for grabs in the starting nine. We'll talk about that, but also the other things where you could see some depth and some guys, earning some spots and some ABs and some innings. So we'll get to that here in about 15 minutes from right now. Mark Schlereth in 30 minutes. Otter in hour 3. Ton to do. Glad you're here. It is AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
AFR.
If you're ever in downtown Baton Rouge, or you're going to be in downtown Baton Rouge for parades, for Mardi Gras this season, like tomorrow, is KKDL down at the River Center. Of course, love Spanish Town and other awesome parades here during parade season. It brings a lot of people into downtown Baton Rouge. It is a great opportunity. I want to plant the seed so you remember to get by Watermark Baton Rouge. Or maybe make a weekend out of it, a little staycation in downtown Baton Rouge. Get a room and stay at Watermark. It's walkable from the River Center and all the downtown venues. So instead of going to Mardi Gras Ball and driving or getting an Uber or a driver, just stay at Watermark Baton Rouge. Go downtown, have lunch at Milford's on 3rd or at the Gregory. Take your time, get dressed, and get ready for the ball in their gorgeous guest rooms. Maybe have a cocktail, a glass of wine at their lobby bar before you head over to the parade. And, of course, you can spend the night at Watermark Baton Rouge. It's downtown, Watermark Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Remember, you can email us, tweet us, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Thanks for hanging out. Glad you're bored with us here. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, of course, WBTR television, YouTube, podcast, wherever you are. We're just glad that you're hanging out with us here on this day. Busy hour 3, staring us straight in the face. Right now, the Muso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, the Buffalo Bills officially introduced Joe Brady as their head coach today. He met with the media, said all the right things, aced the press conference, didn't take the job to shy away from expectations. He's embracing it, meeting it full on. Quote, I know what I signed up for, and we're going to embrace it because no one rises to low expectations. This is going to be fascinating. It feels like everything with Joe Brady, that this happened very fast, and the expectations that he encounters are a little different than a first-year coach normally does. The Bills have been in the playoffs 7 straight years, and it's not often that the new guy is expected to not only go to the playoffs, but to win and potentially make a run to the Super Bowl. I think this either kind of goes fantastically well or just blows up in their face. I will say, found this earlier, history not necessarily on Joe Brady's side. Since 2000, coaches promoted from within to the head job, just 2 of them have finished with a winning record. Jason Garrett and, of course, Mike Martz of the St. Louis Rams. We'll keep an eye on it. It certainly will be fascinating. Naz Reid, a night ago for the Minnesota Timberwolves, turned in 28 minutes off the bench. Naz has my favorite stat line to read, I think, of anybody, because he just puts up numbers in every category. 23 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, a block. awesome night. 9 of 17 on the floor. Timberwolves got the win. Nas is back in action on a back-to-back here on Thursday. Tari Eason in a starting role, 25 minutes, 10 points, and 6 boards. He totaled up 3 steals as well. The Rockets did take the L. Tari Eason is back in action tonight on a back-to-back. Keep an eye out for Trendon Watford and the Sixers. They host the Kings. That's Tigers and the Pros.
Presented by Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. It's where you can go get your reservations, supperclubbtr.com. You want the best steak of your life? My goodness, go to Supper Club. You know, one of the things Brandon told me whenever we first started talking about Supper Club, he was like, a hot dog tastes better at a ball game. A margarita tastes better on a beach. A steak tastes better at Supper Club. And it's true. The ambiance, the atmosphere, the experience at Supper Club is unmatched. And the food is incredible as well. It really doesn't matter what you get. You might say, Matt, that sounds great. I'm just not a steak person. Cool. We were at the Our Lady of the Lake Christmas party, which they had at Supper Club. And so they had sort of a buffet line set up with, they had steak, and they had lamb, and they had chicken, and they had veal, and they had the Chilean sea bass as well. So you could just take whichever entree you wanted, and I got maybe a little bit of steak and a little bit of the fish, and sat down at the table, and we're eating. It was me and the Terrys, and actually Mac and Jill Chiwilli from Traction, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, did y'all try the sea bass?" And everyone's like, "Man, I thought the same thing." It was incredible. So yes, you want to get an amazing steak? Get it. If you're a fish person, get the sea bass. It's outstanding. You want the lamb lollipops? Go get them. They're outstanding. Whatever you eat, it's going to be the best thing that you have ever. They're booking up for Valentine's Day. They're booked for Valentine's Day. It's a Saturday. They've been booked. But that week, of course, book that week ahead and go celebrate Valentine's Day at Supper Club. SupperClubbTR.com. SupperClubbTR.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. 2 quick notes. The 2 New Orleans Saints staff members have been requested for interviews by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Saints quarterbacks coach Scott Tolzien is expected to interview for the OC job in Pittsburgh under Mike McCarthy. Tolzien played in Green Bay under McCarthy. And then Jari Evans has been requested. He's a Saints offensive line assistant, been requested for an interview also in Pittsburgh under Mike McCarthy. You might remember when Jari Evans left the Saints, he went and played. The final team he played for in his career was the Green Bay Packers under Mike McCarthy. So a couple of Saints assistants who played in Green Bay under McCarthy now being requested by McCarthy for interviews for full-time staff member jobs there with Pittsburgh Steelers. So when those interviews happen, we'll certainly let you know how it goes, but something worth keeping an eye on as we move throughout this hiring process with all these coaching staffs in the NFL being filled, with all the head coaching vacancies still being filled as well. All right, it's After Further Review. SportsCenter's coming up. Hour number 3 coming up next.
After Further Review.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020. Hey, look, at the Williamson Eye Center, it's so important to note that a couple things. I, for a lot of years, was told I wasn't a great candidate for LASIK. Turned out to be fundamentally false. I was the perfect candidate for LASIK. I wish I had done it 10 years before. It's so many people, you'll hear that same narrative. But even if you're not a candidate for LASIK, remember, ophthalmology and refractive procedures are so much more than just LASIK. Whether you're nearsighted, you're farsighted, stigmatism, whatever, there is a procedure for you whereby you can ditch your contacts and glasses forever. You want to get rid of the readers? You're tired of carrying the one pair on your neck, the one pair on your head, the one pair in your pocket, the one pair by your nightstand, the one pair on your desk. Just be able to see? Williamson Eye Center can make it happen. WilliamsonEye.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned both on the court and off. And every step along the way, I trust Our Lady of the Lake to keep me in the game.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes, because it takes a champion to care for champions.
On the court, I trust my team. On my health care, I trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in. ESPN's Adam Schefter's reporting the Eagles are hiring Packers quarterbacks coach Sean Mannion as their offensive coordinator. The 33-year-old's coach for just 2 years. He was an active player as recently as 2023. Quarterback, one of the main topics discussed by a pair of new NFL head coaches at their introductory press conferences today. Baltimore's Jesse Minter spoke of looking forward to building a connection with Lamar Jackson, molding a team around the two-time league MVP. Buffalo's Joe Brady did likewise with Josh Allen, and the reigning NFL MVP anxious to play for his new coach.
I'm very looking forward to Joe and everything that entails with him becoming the head coach and guys getting behind him and rallying behind him and understanding his vision, because I do believe in it. I do believe in what he had talked about in his meetings, what he's talked about really the last few years that he's been in the quarterback room, of just the mindset that he has.
Josh Allen, he also said he recently had surgery for a broken bone in his foot, expects a quick recovery, and to be fully ready for the start of spring practice.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
So. And and Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Mark Schlereth coming up in about 15 minutes from right now. Talk Super Bowl with three-time Super Bowl champion Mark Schlereth. Peyton Houston, of course, LSU quarterback, commit for the class of 2027 there at Evangel. Posted a photo. Lane Kiffin posted a photo earlier today from Evangel. It was actually a trophy case. It was like Brock Berlin's National Player of the Year award, which cuts me deep because my last high school game, we lost in the semifinals to that Evangel team where Brock was the quarterback. But nonetheless, so Lane was at Evangel today to see Peyton Houston, the LSU quarterback commit. Peyton Houston just posted a photo of he with Lane and Kevin Smith. And I had to do a double take. AI has gotten so good. I first looked at that and thought, is Lane AI? I couldn't tell if it was actually Lane Kiffin or it was AI Lane Kiffin. And then I knew it was actually Lane Kiffin because Lane's right arm is over Peyton Houston's shoulder and he's doing the L. But Lane's L's look like a check mark.
I was going to say finger guns. It totally looks like he's doing finger guns.
It's kind of like a gun, but or like a saxophone.
A saxophone is good, actually. That's really good.
But it's definitely not an L. It's definitely not an L. We got to get him to separate the thumb from the Webby. You know, the Webby right there, the Webby between the Webby. He needs to separate the thumb from the Webby.
I can't even.
To make an L.
I can't even do it.
Well, you're doing it. That's it. There's your saxophone.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a jazz ensemble, Lane. It's LSU.
I hate the L hand motion. I hate it.
I don't care about doing the L. That's fine. What I don't like is what Brian Kelly started, which was the backward.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, because if you're holding up your left hand,
it looks like
it's a backwards L.
Yeah.
So,
So
he started doing this. So it was the right, like it was an L. I'm like, we all know what it is.
People understand.
Just hold up. We know what it is. So I'm very opposed. I'm very opposed to the back of your hand. But that was something that was a BK mandate, so the staff holdovers still do it. Like I saw a photo today of Kevin Peoples doing the backwards thing, and I'm like, just throw it up, bro. Just throw it up. Give me double L's if you want. I don't care.
Double L's?
Yeah. Just don't give me the saxophone.
That's so good. We're calling it that from now on.
That's what it is.
I know, but
that's what
you
Lane
hit the nail on the head. That's
what Lane does, bro. Like Lane does. Look at any picture of him doing it. Find any photo. It's Lane doing a saxophone. Spread your Webby.
Oh, man.
Don't need the saxophone. Need the L. There it is.
That's a trumpet, yeah? I mean, come on.
Okay, you make a saxophone noise.
No. Yeah, no, it's more of a... Yeah.
No, you play saxophone. You play Mardi Gras Mambo in the saxophone. I think you just nailed it.
Yeah, okay, well.
So it's just a horn. It's a horn. That's all it is. It's a horn. There it is. All right, it's after further review. Mark Schlereth coming up here in a smidge. An hour ago, we talked about LSU baseball's pitching staff. So normally we do a position preview with Terrio the weeks leading up to opening day. If you missed it, so I'm out tomorrow. I'll be the Grand Marshal in the KKDL Carnival Crew de Louisiane parade ball fundraiser for Mary Bird Perkins. So I'll be out tomorrow, and then next Friday we're at Super Bowl Radio Row. So the next time I'm here with Terrio, it'll be opening day. So talked about the pitching last hour. Run quickly through some of my notes on the lineup. So much of this is just set. Your outfield is going to be awesome. Stanfield, Curiel, Brown, left to right. I would say Stanfield and Curiel switching spots very akin to what happened last year with Braswell. They thought Braswell would get drafted. Milam was moving to short no matter what. Braswell went undrafted. They brought him back, so Braswell moved to third because Milam was moving to short. So Curiel is going to play center. I understand that they're switching, and I'm not saying Curiel will never play left or stand. There will be times when Stanfield plays center. You have three center fielders in your outfield, and they're awesome, and they're going to play. The name you need to keep an eye on is Daniel Harden. He's from Calicut. And if you don't know Daniel's backstory, This guy was a starter on the high school national championship team at Catholic. And he's awesome. But Daniel was a two-sport guy. And so many elite-level baseball players only play baseball. Daniel played football and baseball. So he wasn't a 12-month baseball guy. So his baseball recruitment wasn't as robust. So he decided to go play JUCO, tore it up. Now he's back at LSU. He is an electric runner. He's electric with the bat. It's just going to take some time to adjust to this level of pitching, but he is going to play. There will be times he's pinch running, he's pinch hitting, he'll be a defensive substitution in the outfield if you have a pinch hitter. He's going to play. So Daniel Hardin's the other one to know. On the infield, Trent Caraway play third. At least he'll get the first crack at it. He's the Oregon State transfer. Hit a dozen homers last year. He's a 12 to 15 homer guy this year. We know Milam will play short. Zach York is going to play first. The big first baseman from Grand Canyon. I can't wait to see what type of NIL deals this guy gets. Fat Boys Pizza, whatever. Somebody's got to load. Tell me that ain't what it is. Somebody's got to load up with. Are you kidding me? If my buddy Stevie Levy, the king of the wing, still had pluckers open, I'd be like, why haven't you already signed this guy? But the most impressive thing about York, talking to some scouts about him, they'll say, number one, he's surprisingly good defensively. You think Sykes Orvis, Wes Ray, just the big fat dudes in the SEC that stand on first base, you catch the ball and club homers. But he's surprisingly good defensively. And his swing and miss is incredibly low. They rave about his plate discipline. I had one scout tell me he's seen them play 7 inter-squads. And in those inter-squads, he's seen Zach York swing and miss at one pitch. So you're talking about a guy with great bat-to-ball skills, low swing and miss, great plate discipline. The comp would be John Kruk. So excited about York. He's going to be a fan favorite. Second, and then Aaron Beatty's going to catch. And I would tell you, depth behind the plate is one thing that's a little bit of a concern. You got Eddie Yaman back, and then there's Omar Cerna, the freshman, coming in. But some of the convo around there is that he's had a little trouble adjusting to catching pitchers at this level, Cerna, and that he'll get better. Not that dissimilar from Aaron Beatty a year ago, right? But Aaron Beatty's going to be your starter. Yaman, Cerna, who develops there behind the dish, but you got to keep Aaron Beatty healthy this year. Second base is really the question. And you got 3 guys with Tanner Reeves, you got Braden Simpson, and you got Seth Dardar. Those 3 are the guys. And very likely what you're going to see happen is a lefty-righty platoon. So Simpson's your righty, Reeves and Dardar are your lefties, and one of the lefties and Simpson will platoon there, lefty-righty, we saw that a lot last year at third base. But you'll go lefty-righty platoon. We'll see how it shakes out. And whichever of those 3 does not factor in as much at second base into that platoon will likely also get a look at DH along with Mason Braun. And that's a freshman coming in that they love, and he can hit the hell out of the ball. So some of the names that you need to know there. See if there's anything else in my notes. I think maybe the biggest takeaway. Well, another one, Klaus is a guy to keep an eye on. He's not going to start. Milam's your shortstop, but defensively, they really like him. The bat needs to come and catch up at this level, but I comped it to when Austin Nola was a freshman. And when Maneri sort of famously made the defensive switch, moved LeMahieu to second and put Nola in at short for the glove. Now, Nola didn't hit a lick as a freshman. He became a very good SEC hitter. Didn't hit a lick as a freshman, but was great defensively. So that's the comp here, at least early in his career. The big takeaway, I think, is that I don't know that you're going to have a guy in this lineup like Jared Jones that's going to hit 22 homers like Jones did a year ago. But I think you're going to have more double-digit homer guys in this lineup, especially if you consider how the second base platoon may work. I think Curiel and Brown are going to be double-digit homer guys, especially if they each get 250 at-bats. Caraway and York are probably going to be 15 homer guys. Milam's good for a dozen or so. If you combine the platoon at second, they'll probably combine to hit 10, 12 homers. You can see how all of a sudden that starts to add up to be a team with great power depth through the lineup. Maybe not the one guy like Jones that's going to hit 22, but power throughout the lineup that can hurt you with the long ball. But, what Brown as an everyday player looks like this year is going to be fun. Aaron Beatty is certainly an X factor. And like we mentioned with those pitchers in the last hour, Fontenot, Sheeran, Paz, how they all develop, it's just going to be so much fun to watch. To watch Jay Johnson with this talented ball of clay, what he molds this into, because I think it is fair to say that this is his most talented roster that he's had. It certainly wasn't the roster a year ago, which I think speaks to what an incredible job Jay and Nate Yeskie and that staff did winning a championship with that team. And you had the high-level talent in 2023 with Skeens and with Cruz and Tommy White and Trey Morgan, but you had a lot of program guys throughout that. You had your Pearsons and your Belosos and your program guys throughout that roster. This team is chock full of dudes that you could see playing Major League Baseball someday. The most talented team doesn't always win. A&M is a great example of that. A&M had arguably as good a roster as any in the country last year, and they stunk. Now, they had some injuries, but they stunk. There's no reason for them not to be in the postseason. Tennessee had one of the greatest regular seasons any of us have ever seen, and they didn't even make the College World Series. So, you got to do it. But my goodness, it's going to be fun watching all these pieces come together. 2 weeks in a day from opening day out at the box. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. DecisionCriticalBR.com. Don't let the BR fool you, though. They're all over the state of Louisiana as they've expanded. Now they've expanded into Texas as well in Dallas. DecisionCriticalBR.com. We always say it's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. Maybe you've gotten a tough diagnosis and you need in-home nursing care. Maybe you're post-op and you need to carry out your doctor's orders in-home. The Decision Critical nurse can be there with you post-op to get the doctor's orders and then help carry them out in-home. If you're a physician and you're not referring your patients to Decision Critical already, man, why not? Like, if you want to learn more, contact Decision Critical, set a meeting with Blasia. She'll come to your office, sit down with you, meet with you, explain what she and her staff do. I mean, they have every nurse on their staff is handpicked by Blasia. And I've told you our story. Blasia was a CV nurse who helped take care of Drew when he was a baby. So, I mean, I literally would trust my infant child with special needs with Blasia. So, of course, I couldn't speak highly enough of Blasia and her team. So, DecisionCriticalBR.com. That's the website, DecisionCriticalBR.com to learn more or to set up that discovery call. Okay, let's knock out a quick break, y'all. Next week, we'll be out in San Francisco for Radio Row at the Super Bowl, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mark Schlereth won 3 Super Bowls. Our conversation with Stink is next on AFR.
After further review.
Man, we got our install set up with Rev. It's actually going to be next week while I'm in the Bay Area for Super Bowl. But the Rev staff is coming on, what did it say, Thursday next week, I believe we talked about. So they'll be at our house because Rev now has installed fiber in my neighborhood. So here at Guarantee, we're Rev customers. At Parish Construction Roofing, we're Rev customers. Now the Mosconas will have high-speed internet from Rev backed by their all-fiber network. But it's not just high-speed internet. They have phone, they have cable, they have home automation. They can do all of it at Rev. Bundle it all together. You can save, and of course, you're backed by a great local company with 90 years of experience. When you call Rev, you're talking to someone who lives here. It's not a call center overseas. They are local, and they are awesome. They are Rev. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. 70,000 Louisiana home and business owners trust Rev.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, Call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Little more than a week away from Super Bowl Sunday. You get a chance to talk to a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a dude that's also got his own chili line and is also Dr. or Detective Rock Hoover. You're damn right we're taking the opportunity. You know him as Stink. Mark Schlereth is with us. Stink, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, my friend?
Doing really well. Man, you kind of check all the boxes. You're here on behalf of LG, Purdue, and Boda. So we got to watch the game, we got to eat good food, and we got to drink good wine, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're going to have a fun time. You got to have a big time. You got to have a big TV. That's where I'll start. LG OLED Evo TVs. I'm telling you what, LG OLED been the world's #1 TV for the past 13 years because they deliver the perfect blacks, the vivid colors, the ultra smooth action, zero blur, immersive sound. I'll tell you what, you can bring every snap, every replay, every TD right into your own living room from 55 inches to 97 inches. You can find out more at LG.com. Then Purdue's air fryer ready crispy wings, restaurant quality wings at home, 18 minutes or less. From the freezer to the air fryer to the plate, it's that simple. Flavors like roasted, hot and spicy lemon pepper, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Chickens raised with zero antibiotics, delicious. Check them out at Purdue.com. And then level up the beverages. Beer and soda are great, but how about wine instead? That's why I partnered with Boda premium traditionally made wines, just in a better package, from the 3-liter box to the Boda Minis on ice. I'm telling you what, you never need a corkscrew. Just open and pour. How about the Bright Side refreshing white blend? You're going to love it. Pairs perfectly with all those salty snacks. You can find out more at Bodabox.com.
Sting, I love the Boda Minis. I get the red blend. It's awesome. Like 10 out of 10 recommend. If you ever want a single serve, grab it. They're great. Hey, man, I want to ask you about the game in a second. I know if I ever had the opportunity to do this, I wanted to ask you this because I read that you were offered out of high school by Hawaii and Idaho, and you picked Idaho.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Why?
Why? That's just how stupid I am. No, honestly, one, I grew up in Alaska, so it was winter 18 months of the year, and I didn't know if I could wake up to sunshine 24/7, right? I just was like, oh, that might drive me crazy. The other thing is, my recruiting trip, I went during the Pro Bowl. And not only am I watching all the Pro Bowl players, from Earl Campbell and Eric Dickerson, and I remember looking at some of the offensive and defensive linemen and going, gosh, I don't know. I don't know if my dream's going to come true playing in the NFL. And then being in the weight room of the Hawaii players, I was like, damn, I don't know if I can play here. And then I went on a recruiting trip to Idaho, and I was like, well, at least it's got some crappy weather. We got some snow, and I think I'll be able to play here. And I thought that playing was just a far better opportunity to learn the game than necessarily kind of sitting on the bench for 3 or 4 years before I got a chance. So that's kind of why I chose Idaho. It worked out okay.
I think it all worked out all right. 3-time Super Bowl champ. You went mentioned being from Alaska. I think most people know you're from Alaska, know that part of your story. When I was looking at Super Bowl 32 that you won in San Diego, Jewel sang the national anthem, also a famous Alaskan. Who's the more famous Alaskan, you or Jewel?
Jewel, no question about it. But I do have some Super Bowl, I am one of one in Super Bowl history. So Get this, I am the only player in the history of the Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl on his birthday where his age corresponded with the number of the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 32 on Super Bowl. I won Super Bowl 32 on my 32nd birthday. So once you win a Super Bowl on your birthday, you just quit celebrating birthdays.
They call that
They
call it the golden birthday, right?
Right, exactly.
So you won a Super Bowl. I knew you won the Super Bowl on your birthday. I didn't realize it was your golden birthday. That's pretty incredible. By the way, so of your 3 Super Bowls, Stink, you won in Minnesota, San Diego, and Miami were the 3 that you won.
Mm-hmm.
Did San Diego and Miami make up for having to play your first Super Bowl in Minnesota, which had to just be an ice where you got to do nothing fun?
It was. Minnesota was something, right? Because it was freezing cold. We didn't do a whole lot but sit inside. But, the Super Bowl in San Diego, just being, 13-point underdogs to kick off the week. And I think at game time, we were 11.5-point underdogs to the Packers, who were supposed to be unbeatable. And, winning that game and having that confidence of just us in that room. And that was special. And then the history, I grew up, I knew the history of the National Football League. So to know the lack of success that John Elway had in Super Bowls previously, and how important he was to our football team, and how much, he was just one of the dudes. It was really important to all of us to play that game so that he had a chance to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. So that was a really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, man. Mark Schlereth is with us, 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's here on behalf of LG, Purdue, and Bodabox. LG.com, Purdue.com, PERDUE.com, and Bodabox.com. You can watch, you can eat, and you can drink with all 3 of those great sponsors. Hey, it's so interesting you talk about Elway, and you also obviously played with Mark Rippon, who was a Super Bowl MVP, won a couple of Super Bowls. But you go into this game a week from Sunday, Mark, and my goodness, Sam Darnold and Drake May, it's just like we all drew it up back in July, right? But,
right.
Are we looking at just a fundamental shift in the NFL where maybe you don't need to have Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, the great quarterbacks in the NFL right now? Are we just seeing a shift in the league?
I don't think it's necessarily a shift. To me, it's always been the best teams, or the most balanced, the best overall teams. Now you can overcome that with a quarterback, right, that is just exceptional. But the teams that have just the overall best talent, the best, execution, all that kind of stuff, are the teams that win championships. And the Sam Darnold thing, as you mentioned, I just love the story. Gets drafted by the Jets, is considered a buzz, goes to Carolina. That doesn't work out. Decides to go to San Francisco, and he told me, sitting down with him, he said, hey, listen, man, I went to San Francisco because I need to learn how to play in a progression offense. And I'd never played in a progression offense before. I wanted to learn NFL offense. So he goes there as a backup. He had chances to compete for a starting job elsewhere, but he chose to go there as a backup. That's just the level of maturity. Then wins 14 games in Minnesota, and they kick him to the curb. So he's been kicked to the curb by 3 different teams, goes to Seattle, and he has kind of been their number one. They love Sam Darnold. Love Sam Darnold. He's such a great dude and just an incredible story. And I just think Seattle right now in the last 5 or 6 weeks playing better football than anybody in the league. What a great NFC Championship game it was. And if you'd have told me, hey, man, at the end of the day, your bingo card has Sam Darnold outplaying Matthew Stafford, I'd have said you're crazy. Yeah. But that's exactly what happened.
Hey, before you go, I got two things quick. One, you played and won 3 of these things. We all can look at the quarterbacks. Is there something else a week from Sunday that you're looking at as a key factor worth keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I mean, I think the defensive line of the Seattle Seahawks versus the offensive line of the Patriots. They've given up a lot of sacks. They've given up a lot of pressures. Drake May in his first 2 playoff games fumbled 6 times, lost 3 of them. I think he was sacked 10 times in his first 2 playoff games. So that's going to be a matchup right there because Seattle is really good up front. And if the Patriots can't stay balanced, that could be the X factor. One thing on the Patriots side that has benefited them is the legs of Drake May. He has been exceptional in third downs at creating some first downs, scrambling around. He did that in the AFC Championship game, and that was one of the big factors that led them to a victory. So should be a great matchup. I think it should be a great game. I do think Seattle's a little bit better, and I'll take the Seahawks, but that and $6 will get you a Starbucks or a latte from Starbucks.
Less than that will get you a Boda Box Mini. I know. I buy them all the time. He's Mark Schlereth. LG.com, Purdue.com, BodaBox.com. We got it all on the screen right there if you want to check it out. Make the most out of your Super Bowl. Hey, man, what's next? I know you do great stuff with Fox. You've done the whole the soap opera stuff in the past. Anything else coming for you that we should be on the lookout for?
I just been working the last year on my podcast, the Stinking Truth podcast. It's an all NFL podcast. I usually download it 3 times a week. You can get it anywhere you get podcasts, but I've really been trying to push the YouTube aspect of it because it's all about breaking down the game, but doing it in an entertaining fashion and telling some stories. And it's me and my radio partner Mike Evans, and I tell you what, we have grown like a weed. Went from about 3,000 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers in the last year. And it's been a lot of fun doing. So a lot of great things going on over there. The Stinking Truth. You can check it out on YouTube.
Check it out there, the Stinking Truth podcast with Mark Schlereth. Hey, Stink, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy the game a week from Sunday. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you. Great to be with you.
Our chat with Mark Schlereth. We will be on Radio Row for Super Bowl 60 next week. Really looking forward to it. We're leaving. We'll be wheels up to the Bay Area on Tuesday morning, and then we'll be broadcasting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row. Really excited to be out there. Everybody about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com, new and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Remember all the different IIHS top safety picks. I stress that so much because I think it's so important, especially if you're a parent and you're buying that first vehicle for your child. And you want something that's affordable and safe, and they want something that's stylish and fun. Volkswagen's perfect. You're going to get the style, feel, performance of luxury, so it's going to look great, fun to drive. You're going to get all the great safety features and the great German engineering, which give you amazing peace of mind. And then there's the affordability. $3,000 off 2026 Atlas, the compact SUV, the Taos. How about 3.9% APR or $500 customer bonus? You can learn more right now about all their specials. Just go to the website at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. You see all the dealer specials. You can work out your financing online. Do the whole thing right there at southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Glad that you're aboard with us here on this Thursday edition of AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's got a lot to do. Otter's here in 15 minutes. Let me knock out a quick break. I do want to get to some of what Mickey Loomis had to say at the Senior Bowl when he met with reporters. We'll dive into that as we continue here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Hey, look, Gordon, of course, also is a great supporter of the Tigers. Talk about the G team all the time with baseball season right around the bend. Tell you much more about the members of the G team for baseball as Jay Johnson's squad is going to be back at it. Man, how much fun times we had with baseball with Gordon.
8,888 shots, the Jell-O shots back in 2023. The giant donation that they made, obviously, with Will Helmers and Louisiana Loaded going up to Rocco's this past summer with LSU doing it again. Hopefully we have another great reason to celebrate with Gordon and the whole G team in Omaha coming up in June. But in the meantime, if you've been injured in an accident, no matter where you are in the state of Louisiana, Gordon's got an office and his team of attorneys can help you. So go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose. Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, ironworkers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable. And
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
I think that there's a really talented group here, just like last year. I think the last couple of years in particular, it feels like, I don't know this for a fact, but it feels like we're getting a lot more really good players, and you know, that's a good thing. Just it's more information for us, and you know, we get to do interviews and get to talk to these guys, and it's been a really good thing.
Mickey Loomis meeting with reporters at the Senior Bowl. Jeff Ireland did as well. And yes, a lot of the focus is on the Senior Bowl class and the future and what they may be leaning into in the draft. But the assembled media also took the opportunity to ask about a couple of the free agents and some impending decisions. A day ago, we talked about Demario Davis, who was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams and said in no uncertain terms he will be back in the NFL in 2026. He just doesn't know where yet. He's an unrestricted free agent, and it sure seems like he's going to sign somewhere else. And Loomis was asked for reaction to Demario's comments.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I heard it. Yeah, look, we love Demario. You know, wanting to be back and hope he's back, but Yeah, we'll get through that.
I can understand not wanting to tip your hand in a negotiation. Or like the pre-draft press conference, I always think is silly. Like the day before the NFL draft, there's always a press conference. And so you do, as a staff, months and months of evaluations, right? You go to the Senior Bowl and you go to the Combine and you go to pro days and you have top 30 visits and you work tirelessly for these many, many weeks on your evaluation for this draft class. And then the day before the draft, where you're supposed to just disclose everything. So I understand they're going to be going into a negotiation here with Demario Davis. And so not tipping your hand. And he says, we love Demario, want Demario to be back. I just don't think that answer instilled a lot of confidence that the Saints really believe he will be. Maybe that's what I was looking for there, and you didn't get it. He was a little more expansive in talking about Taysom Hill, who, boy, sure, if you looked at Taysom in the last game of the Dome, it sure looked almost similar to when Drew Brees lost that last playoff game to the Bears in the divisional round. I'm sorry, they beat the Bears in the wild card round. They lost to the Bucs in the divisional round. When he was leaving the Dome and kind of looking back longingly, I mean, we all knew at that point it was over. Kind of felt the same way with Taysom. But here was Mickey.
I've given him some space, so we'll touch base with him soon. But it's hard to have these conversations right after the end of the season. You want that emotion to go out of it, and give guys some time and space, and not feel like they're pressured to make decisions. And we've got time, so.
I'm not expecting Taysom Hill back. It certainly seems like he's going to retire. I don't know that this staff really figured out how to fill the quote-unquote Taysom Hill role. Taysom coming off the devastating injury, had his least productive season. It's probably not certainly, but probably the last time we've seen Taysom Hill in a Saints uniform. And then they have a big decision to make about Brian Brzee, because they'll have to choose this offseason as Brzee's going into his fourth year, if they're going to pick up his fifth-year option. And Ross Jackson actually has a great piece up at LouisianaSports.net. If you want to go read it. Again, everything always free at LouisianaSports.net. But he kind of dives into how the Saints' approach on the fifth-year option has differed as the price tags rise. That makes sense, right? Because the fifth-year option, as the salary cap and the salaries rise naturally in the NFL, the price for a fifth-year tag is going to rise. Well, for Brian Brzee, his fifth-year option with New Orleans is $12.99 million. That's what they'd have to pay Brian Brzee if they picked up his fifth-year option, $12.99 million. He's just not playing through 3 years of his career at that level. So the Saints did pick up Chris Olave's option, which I was not in favor of. But we have seen them decline fifth-year options. I mean, just as a for instance, when they picked up Sheldon Rankin's option at the time, it was only $7 million. So you're seeing them do this less and less now. And there were some very obvious ones where, like, if you look at Trevor Penning, they did not exercise his fifth-year option. Peyton Turner, they did not. Cesar Ruiz, they did not. They did, oddly, for Marcus Davenport. But you've seen it more in this last half-decade or so that that they've chosen not to exercise those fifth-year options. So we'll see what they do ultimately here with Brian Brzee. Do we play the clip? I'm sorry. Here, I just did a 5-minute setup. I didn't even tell you what Mickey. Anyway, here's what Mickey said.
We'll get to that. We haven't. Again, we just. We're early in the process here, and timing's a little different this year because of the number of people we have in this game. But we'll get to that soon.
He did say they're a little behind because you do have a handful of coaches, like staff members in that game, and then you had several coaches in the East-West Shrine Bowl as well, coaching there. So some of your staff has not been there in the building here as they've been going through these All-Star games. So it has set them. Mickey said it set them a little bit behind. So we'll see when ultimately they get to it. But the league year, you're still more than a month away from the league year beginning, so they'll get to those decisions in time. So basically, there's Mickey Loomis not saying much of anything, per the usual. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. We are brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Hey, gents, Valentine's Day is 2 weeks from Saturday. You have anything yet? If not, I got a great option. Go by Lee Michaels because they have a great option for every budget. You can always shop online, lmfj.com, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, or pop into any of their locations. 2 in Baton Rouge. There's Corporate Boulevard in Bocage, Mall of Louisiana, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, or find the other location nearest you online. Shop them online at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. You walk in, friendly staff. They treat you awesome. When you walk in, they greet you with a smile. They make you feel special because when you're buying jewelry, it is special. The hope is you're buying a piece of jewelry that will be handed down through generations of your family. That should be a special occasion, whether it's Valentine's Day or an engagement, an anniversary, whatever. It is important. And Lee Michaels wants her to be thrilled. So thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Jimmy's going to be here for Otter Locks. Another good night for the Otter last night. Remember, we have gotten a lot of texts about all the Matt McMahon conversation. And there just isn't an easy answer. Like, competitively, I get it. The easy answer that everybody has come to is LSU made a bad hire, and they need to move on. That's the competitive answer that most have landed on. And by the way, I think with a 4-year sample size, it looks like it's a bad hire. You also had to make a 7-year investment to get Matt McMahon to leave Murray State because he was taking the job knowing sanctions were hanging over the head of the program, which they were. And I'm just telling you, man, that some of the conversations I've had today with all of the financial investment that was, so many people were stretched for this portal class and Kiffin and Brian Kelly's buyout. I just get the sense there's not a lot of people that are super eager to go set a pile of money on fire for men's basketball right now to buy out Matt McMahon and that staff. So, listen, play 10 more games in conference, go 1-9 in those 10, and maybe people get mad enough to make something happen. But as of this very moment, you may feel a certain way. I'm telling you, the people that are going to be influencing that decision, the ones that are actually going to have to write checks, they don't necessarily feel super pumped about writing those checks. So, we'll see. Okay, final break of the show. Thursday brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com. We'll knock out a break. Wrap it up with Otter Locks next.
AFR.
If you are thinking about selling your home, why in the world would you call anyone other than Darren James, the realtor that quite literally sells more homes than any other realtor in Louisiana? Log on to agent225.com, agent225.com, agent225.com. Remember, Darren guarantees he'll sell your home. Guarantees it. When you hire Darren, you're going to sit down with him. You'll agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash or he'll sell it for free. It's the guaranteed sale program. And working with Darren obligates you to nothing. Number one complaint to the National Association of Realtors: hired my realtor, they listed my home, never heard from him again. You'll never have to worry about that with Darren. If at any point you're not thrilled with the communication and the level of service, fire him. Let you out of the contract free and clear. But by the way, that has never once ever happened in Darren's career. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. All right, one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
You, Otter, how are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Good.
Actually, over at the Manship Y, watching some really good girls high school tennis, man. St. Joseph's in Mount Carmel. Really good stuff.
You know someone playing?
No, I'm not betting. No, I'm not betting. Yeah. Sophie Bourgeois, Ryland Stafford. Yeah.
My guy said, no, I'm not betting.
I used to play a lot of tennis back for once upon a time.
Was it
so
even you have standards?
Yes. So, but no, these are really, really strong teams in the state. So this was a good one to come watch. So anyway, enjoy light night in college basketball. So one selection. It's late. It's the latest game that starts tonight in Irvine. So Hawaii and Irvine played earlier on the island earlier this year, went to overtime, and Hawaii barely snuck by. So now the return trip to Irvine, and this is a triple barrel play. Myself, Paul Stone on a podcast that put it out, and Matt Humans on the show all put it out today. So we're taking Irvine, the Anteaters, minus the, it was 1.5 when I called Honey. It might be 2.5
It's
now.
2.5 now. We still like it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. You got like I don't know what everybody was criticizing the kid from Georgia for shooting a layup at 0.6 seconds. That covered for us, so we were just fine.
A bit. Yeah, I since we couldn't make the phones work yesterday, I read the picks, but I forgot to play the picks. So you had a wonderful night, and I didn't get to benefit because I just didn't go back and make the picks.
Got one Friday pick that we put on there, too. Humans and I both like them. Remember, Michigan was the favorite to win the whole thing. They have failed to cover 7 in a row now. They go to East Lansing and play Izzo's boys. So we're going to take Michigan State on the tomorrow night's Fox game. And then Thursday, that's Colucci night.
Let's
so we got a triple play. The Battle of New York. He likes the Islanders over the Rangers. So the New York Islanders, this has kind of been creeping up a little bit. It was 130, 135 when he put it out earlier, but probably like 140.
142.
140. Yeah, so he likes that. He likes the Minnesota Wild. It's a little bit of a price there. And then the Las Vegas Golden Knights, when you had that long road trip and you come back home, the Golden Knights had a 4-game road trip: Boston, Montreal, Toronto, and they're back in Vegas tonight. And so we're going to take the Dallas Stars, even money there. So Dallas Stars, New York Islanders, and Minnesota Wild.
All right. And you said tomorrow Michigan State, yeah?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we're fading Michigan, who was number 1 in the country, but they adjusted the lines, but you've been getting really good lines on them. Purdue and Michigan combined 0 for 14 against the spread their last 7.
All right. Tomorrow is a Friday, which means Rufino's for the boys.
Yes, indeed. Right. Looking forward to it. So,
all right,
I'll
Otter.
see you there. You're regular on Fridays.
I try to make it at least.
I
try to make it at least once a month to get by and see you guys and have a little Friday lunch over a little filet on a Friday. So I can't make tomorrow, but I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there soon enough.
Let's finish off this week on a positive note.
All right, Otter. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
See you, man. All right, we're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over South Louisiana. I want to remind you again, I mentioned it yesterday, they're looking for a technician at the Youngsville location. Youngsville, one of the fastest growing communities in Louisiana. Amazing benefit plan, bonus package. If you're an experienced technician in around Youngsville, you need to get in touch with Shaw Bills. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. With locations all over South Louisiana, they've been doing it and treat people right since 1968. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills. We keep you rolling. Okay, that's going to do it for us here again. Otterlocks got Cal Irvine tonight on the hardwood, and then in the NHL, the Islanders, the Wild, and the Dallas Stars. If you parlay them together, it comes back at like plus 450 or something like that. Just saying. All right, that'll do it for us. Muse Pauly, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, as we say, together we roar. Part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System. And, I love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake because whenever we talk about healthcare, Our Lady of the Lake understands the two things primarily that people want are access and convenience. And they knock that out of the park. Whether it be at the regional medical center, if it's the lake after hours, if it's any of the specialty services that you may need, heart, stroke, cancer, pediatrics, you want the best. You want Our Lady of the Lake. You can learn more about the Championship Health Partnership, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at DecisionCriticalBR.com and give us a call today to